Letting out a dry sigh, Pell rose to her feet. Stories of the horrifying deaths around town doesn't bother her. But why is it raining today when the weather forecast said it wouldn't? She has heard tales of how people died mysteriously since she came to town. More evident were the shrills and wails at night. When everyone was supposed to be sleeping peacefully, a neighbour or a member of the neighbourhood would let out a cry in the middle of the night, compelling the trembling of the earth's foundation. Pell carefully picks up a jar of peanut butter, which slides off her hands and kisses the ground in an instant, leaving her with silent regret. I just want peace. A peaceful night would feel nice, she says in a low tone, her facial expression like that of a mischievous child. Resigning to her fate, she slowly pulls the window slides down and walks away. At the balcony, it was pouring heavily. The sky is sending a message. Who is it? Pell wonders, her left hand on her chin, while she watches the sky. Lightning flicker per second, and the rumbling sound of the furious thunder. Curious, she pulls one of her hands from her cardigan, stretching it towards the rain. She loved the feel of it on her skin, a mixture of linen and blue. One of the weirdest person in town, her complexion makes people whisper whenever she takes to the streets. People, if only they knew. A barely invisible smirk appears on her lips as she thinks of something crazy. Doom, they say. Shane meows, her cat. Lovingly taps her paws on its owner while dragging the silk dress Pell wore in a fierce manner. Shane adores its owner and her affection. It's time already, she mutters. Unable to ignore the continuous demand for attention, Pell saves a glance at her cat. Like an airy, picks her up and returns to her room while slamming the door to the balcony behind her. You should have let me enjoy that moment more, she whispers to her cat. Jane only stares her, patiently waiting for when Pell will stroke it. They both have a special connection. Pell pulls Shane closer, showing a big scar on her arm, both curl in one solitary motion. Moments later, another cry breaks out down the street, then a second and a third. Lightning showers. Finally, a thunder follows in symphony, like one final whistle drop, and silence. End of chapter 1.